Yay. All right. Hello, everybody. Like I was just saying, thank you so much for being on tonight. We are going to be talking about consistency. And I know that that has been an area that a few of us have been lacking in. And I say us because I'm included in that. But I figured with this being the start of, if you didn't already know, a brand new Scentsy year. The Scentsy Awards year, it runs from May 1st to April 30th. So with this being the brand new start of the year for Scentsy, I thought this would be a great topic for us to talk about. And Allison, it does not have to be a downfall. I see that you put that in the chat. I appreciate you being vulnerable enough to say that. I have struggled with it a lot just in the past few months because we've had stuff going on, but getting back into the swing of things, and you have to start somewhere. So it's okay. Um, so I want to talk to you guys about consistency. And like I said earlier, it's not going to be long at all. It's going to be a very quick, I don't even really want to call it a training. We're just going to have a little chat. Um, just to give you guys ideas, because I feel like sometimes you might hear something and think, oh, that sounds too hard, or that's too much for me to do. But I really think that it's just, I'm all about simplifying things this year. So just bear with me. So this I pulled straight from Google, like definition wise, when you do trainings for home office, they ask you to share three things, and that is, what is the topic about, why is it important, and how do you um, put it into your business into action. So that's how I'm trying to do my stuff from here on out, because um, I do have another training coming up soon for home office that they have very graciously asked me to do. So tonight, consistency. So this is straight from Google, just definition. This is the definition that I liked, and just you'll hear. Um, what is consistency? It is the act of doing something regularly and without fail, even when motivation wanes and obstacles arise. It's about being dedicated and steadfast in your efforts. So it doesn't mean, nowhere in there did it say being perfect, being absolutely on time for things, and making things just so, and being super meticulous. It's all it says in there is doing things regularly and without fail, meaning no matter what, whether you want to do it or not, you do it. That is what consistency is. And why it's important. Um, I found these four things very applicable to us. And that is, one, it provides you with accountability, knowing that people are expecting something of you, whether it's your customers or your team. And we're going to get into some examples in a minute. Trust. It builds trust amongst your customers and your team, and shows that you're a stable foundation for them. In other words, like how no matter what, whether one person or no person comes on this meeting, I'm still going to do it. And you guys know that you're going to find that meeting recorded on the YouTube channel for you guys, no matter what it gets done. There are certain things that I do as a leader that you guys have come to know, no matter what, Katrina's going to do that. You know that Nikki as a leader is going to do that because she is consistent with certain things that she does. Don't look like that, Nikki. I saw you, I saw your eyes like, I'm consistent. What? I promise you guys are consistent with things that you probably don't even realize. Um, it helps you build habits by creating habits. It's going to start to feel like second nature to you. I'm sure you guys are probably sick and tired of hearing all of us in your entire upline, all the way up to the top, all the way up to home office, talking about habits. But there's a reason we keep talking about habits. Smaller habits every single day are going to help you learn how to be consistent by second nature. And it's also going to help you with your goals. It's not only going to help you reach your goals in the end, but it's going to help you just stay focused on your goals. And it's going to help you learn how to reassess your goals with being consistent. So I just wanted to give you guys a few examples of what I mean by consistency. And I've broken it down with between customers, sales, and your team. So with your customers, a big thing that you're going to hear me talk about with team as well, but with customers is communication. You can't not talk to your customers and expect your customers to be your customers. You have to talk to them somehow. Now, how you do that is completely up to you. You do not have to have communication the way that I do. As a matter of fact, I feel like a very good example is that my customers hear from me consistently via email. Nikki's customers hear consistently, yes, they do. Nikki's customers hear consistently from her via project broadcast, so via text. Okay. We do things completely different, but we still have pretty consistent sales. I know that Nikki's always not just going to be active every month. I know that she's going to have her leadership numbers and beyond every month. Same thing with me. My upline knows that no matter what, Katrina's going to be active. Katrina's going to have her leadership numbers, and she's probably going to have more than that. Consistency. I'm not really focused on, I don't want you guys to be focused on necessarily the number for your sales, but just become consistent with something. Be consistent with being active every month. And then once you're consistent with that, bump it up a notch to 500, then bump it up a notch to 750 or even 1K, 2K. You're not going to jump straight out the gate to like 2K, 3K, 4K PRB every month, but through consistency, you will. Okay. Back to communication though. So like I use emails, Nikki uses project broadcast, follow-ups. You have to do follow-ups. I am in the process, and I feel like Nikki said that you were too, on your goals, at the beginning of the month. We're both kind of in the process of revamping our follow-up system. I know we both really cannot wait for something new to come. I always forget if it's NDA. I don't know if we can talk about it, but so
we have people on my group at least that are already in the beta.
In the beta group, okay. So there is an app coming, a follow-up app coming from Sensi, but it's not here yet for everyone. So don't wait for the app to do follow-ups. You do need to be doing follow-ups. Just become consistent with them. And all I mean with that is have a set schedule, whether you're doing them weekly or even just monthly, and you're reaching out to everyone who ordered, or everyone who you ran into when you did an event, or everyone that you sent a sample to. It's very simple. Do not overcomplicate it, but just be consistent with it. Don't do them 1 month and not do them the next month. Okay. And I'm talking to myself here with that too, because my follow-ups is somewhere that I breathe. My follow-ups is something that I personally have struggled with not being consistent with. So I'm talking to myself when I tell you guys, yes, this is something that you want to make sure you're consistent with your communication with your customers is in your follow-ups. You can't do them 1 month and not do them for 2 months. You have to at least at a minimum do them every month. It'd be really cool. In a perfect world, we would follow up with our customers every week. And maybe the new app will do that for us. But until then, we've got to like figure it out now though. Okay. Also with your customers, please be consistent with your appreciation for them. Don't send thank yous 1 month and not send thank yous the next month. And I don't mean send them huge packages. And I used to send a scent circle to every person. Guess what? I can't afford to do that. It's a great problem to have. I have too many customers that I can no longer afford to send them a scent circle every single time. I wasn't getting enough with rewards of my own. So I was like, you know what? I can't do it. Plus my customers actually grew to depend on getting them and they stopped buying them from me. So that's a whole nother thing. But no matter what you do, even if it's a thank you note, like my customers know they're going to get a handwritten thank you note in the mail, no matter what. They're always going to get a thank you note. I've actually had a customer ask me before, hey, I didn't get my thank you card in the mail from you. I hadn't sent them yet because we had stuff going on in our personal life. And I was like, nope, I have them. Thank you so much for holding me accountable, because that's when people grow to expect something from you, they're not doing it to be malicious. It's like a, whoa, I know I'm going to get thanked for this. Like, you know, and whether you send a thank you note in the mail or you do an email or you send a text message right when they place the order, but your customers will grow to know that you send some sort of thank you. You appreciate them some way. Some people do a top VIP contributor in their VIP group. Some people do a brag and tag. Those are other forms of customer appreciation. But if you do it, be consistent with it and do it every month. If some people send clubber mail, some people do it every month, some people do it once a quarter. Some people just do one big thing for their clubbers at the end of the year. Whatever you want to do, just be consistent with it. Don't do something one month and not do it the next month is all that I'm getting at. See, I love that Crystology Scent Circle Sip. They put an $80 to $100 order on my monthly shopping link. Yep, I love that. And I'm sure Crystal is being smart about getting her scent circles and getting them for free with her rewards, and she's not paying for them, right? So sales, consistency with your sales. We did hit on that a little bit earlier. But in order for you to be consistent with your sales, it's great. Everyone can just say like, oh, I'm going to have 2K this month. I'm going to consistently have 2K PRV. Yeah, that's cool. I wish we could all do that. I wish we all could just say that and it would just be true. But you can't. If you can, I need you to do the next training for me, please. And I'm going to take all the notes. You need to be consistent on your social media. You need to be consistent with your parties and you need to be consistent with your events. That does not mean that you have to do events, 10 million events a month. That does not mean that you have to do 10 million parties a month. And that does not mean that you need to share everything under the sun on social media. That means you just need to be consistent. Figure out what is going to work for you, some type of schedule. For example, for me, I know that I can confidently, without having added stress in my life, do 4 parties a month and 2 events a month. Anything more than that, I freak out a little bit. My anxiety gets to me. It gets a little overwhelming. Do I push myself? Yes, 100%. But that's what I've learned for myself. Maybe for you, being consistent with just doing 2 parties a month. If you've never done a party, let's chat. Let's get consistent with doing 1 party a month, even if it's your own, okay? When I talk about sales though, I want you to get consistent with asking people to party. Ask, like, whether that's a set day a week, we have it on the content calendar that I created to do a booking blitz every Tuesday, every other Tuesday, and every other Tuesday to do an opportunity blitz, just to create the habit of asking people, of doing blitzes, to ask people to book parties. Okay. Events. Hi. Events. Get in the habit. Again, there's that word. Get in the habit of checking your area for events. Do not tell me that you need to have all of the stock in the world. Heidi and Oral do not like us to have stock on hand. You don't need to have stock on hand to do events. You can do events and pass out samples just to get your name out there. You don't have to sell a damn thing. Just get your name out there. You're the Scentsy person in your area and that they need something with your information on it just to get your name out there. So please do not think that you have to have stock at all. That's all I'm going to say on that. Just get into the habit of looking for them and maybe challenging yourself to do 1 event once every other month. Then do 1 a month, 2 a month, whatever you get comfortable with. And you might find that you enjoy events more than parties. Or you might find that you enjoy a certain party style over another type of party style too. You never know until you try them though, okay? And then consistency with your team. If you are a leader or if you are just a certified consultant and you don't have anyone under you, you still are a part of a team. So this still applies to you, okay? Again, communication, being consistent with your team. So if you are a leader in this group, having consistent communication with your team, however that is, if you have a group chat, if you do emails, if you do text messages, whatever you do, be consistent with it. Whatever you're doing right now, make sure you're doing it next month too. Obviously, when your team size grows, you're going to reconfigure what that communication looks like. But for example, y'all all know on the 1st, sometimes the 2nd, group wide, y'all get an email from me. Everyone gets an email from me group wide for Empowering Scents. No matter what, you are going to get that from me every single month. because I've built it into my systems to be able to send to you guys. Same thing for, well, actually, before I hit the next topic. Now, if you are a certified consultant and you are just a part of the team and you are not a leader, that is fine, but you should still be consistent with your communication with your sponsor, with your leader, reaching out and letting them know. I know that Nikki's my director and she's going to put a goal post up on the first. I want to make sure that I tell her my goals. So I'm either going to text them to her or DM them to her, or I'm going to comment on that post. No matter what, I'm going to be consistent with that in my communication with her. I have a few different leaders in my front line specifically that touch base with me without even asking, that check in with me like mid-month and like week 3 of the month, letting me know where they're at with their PRV. Not me having to ask them at all. That's on them reaching out to me. That's something that they have chosen to be consistent with communication wise with their leader. Recognition. Again, if you are a leader, be consistent with it. Don't do PRV cards or shout outs one month and don't do them the next month. If you're going to do them, commit to doing them. And I know that for some people, it's too much. Like, okay, she's shaking her head, so I feel like I can mention her. Nikki used to try to do everything, you guys. And she was like, Katrina, I just can't do PRV cards. And I was like, then don't do them. I do them group wide. It's fine. So what? So they don't get specific butterfly kisses PRV cards. No, but they get them
They
for
get enough glitter from you. They're good.
They get glitter from me. I know they get glitter from me. But do you know what she does do for recognition consistently? You do a banner for your group and your team every month. I see it in butterfly kisses. I see it go up. And to them, that's all that matters. If she texts people, I promise you, she's not just texting some people one month and certain people not the next month. She's being consistent with how she's reaching out and communicating with those people. She's consistent with her communication, and she's consistent with her recognition. If you are a leader and you only have like 2 or 3 people under you, recognition should be super easy for you. You know how I know this? Because not only in Empowering Sense, but in Butterfly Kisses, and also in Simply Grace and Grit, Legacy Leaders, Anchored Together, Anchored Sense, all of those groups, all of them all have shout out albums. So if you have 1% under you or 10 people under you or 30 people under you, utilize those on those pages and shout your people out. That it's so easy to do. That's why we put them there for you guys to be consistent with that. Now, if you are not a leader, and again, you are a certified consultant, you are just doing your own thing, you can still recognize other people and you can recognize yourself as well. By using those shout out albums, if you see another Scentsy sister or mister posting something, you by all means can shout someone else out. If you have an accountability partner and they're just doing all the damn things and you're just so proud to be their friend, you can shout them out for that. Be consistent with that and just know that I can speak for my page and I feel like for Nikki's page, y'all have free reign on both of those groups. Like you guys can post whatever you need to, whatever you feel you need to post. You guys have free reign on those pages. You can 100% do that. So I'm going to check the chat because I see that Bree and Allison were in there. One habit I do, take a scent circle on every dance competition and leave them as a thank you for the Airbnb. Yes. The host or the cleaning person in the hotel. I have a sticker with QR code and all my info with them. Yes. If you are like hardcore, especially with, I know we have some travel sports people in our group. And I know that that is all like gearing up to happen. And y'all know that you're going to be in and out of hotels and Airbnbs and stuff. And that's your thing that you do. Heck yeah, that is totally a consistency thing. We all know who Debbie Pitts Palmer is, something that I love that she does. Without fail, that woman gives a sample and a scent circle to every flight attendant, the pilots, and the people checking her in at the airline. You know how I know this? Because then she consistently shares pictures of her doing those things on her social media. So think like stuff like that. Like it's all about What do you do every time you do something? What can I do every time I do something? It really is that simple. Bree says, talking to my upline, Nikki, and staying consistent with that has helped me a ton. It holds me accountable. Yes. Having a clear line of communication with your sponsor 100% holds you accountable. If you don't have a clear line of communication with your sponsor, but you have an accountability partner, it's just the same. Having that open line of communication and being consistent with that will hold you accountable every single time. So that is all that I had. So I told you I wanted this to be super quick. So I'm going to stop the recording. Oh, not end the meeting. Girl, don't do that. Look at Nikki, because I've done it before. Stop recording.